Welcome to the McDade Rundown, where the two girls that know the least about this industry tell you the most. I'm Cassidy.
And I'm Layla. So let's kick off the top of the rundown with the bombshell news coming out of 7-Eleven, and that is that 7-Eleven is buying Speedway from Marathon for $21 billion. So this is absolutely huge news. This is probably the biggest news to come out of the convenience industry for a very long time, I would say. So this acquisition is planned to occur in early 2021. And when this takes place, that means that 7-Eleven will have an additional 4,000 stores on their already existing 10,000 store footprint. So this is massive, massive news for 7-Eleven. Insider knowledge we also want to share with you, 7-Eleven is planned to have an additional 10,000 stores, making it 20,000 stores by 2025. They also plan to have a store within 2 miles of 80% of the population by 2025. So this is huge news for 7-Eleven. With everything going on at the moment, it's really interesting to see a retailer and a business in general pushing forward with growth and new store openings. So they are taking no prisoners at the moment and making some really big moves here.
That's crazy when I think about how many stores they're going to be adding in such a short amount of time. I think this acquisition has both pros and cons. I think the pros are obviously the number 1 chain buying the number 3 chain. That's insane for our industry. But I think the negatives is the possible negative outcomes for the people that are relying on Speedway directly for their paychecks and things like that. So I see it from both sides. Obviously, it's great for 7-Eleven, though. This story is insane.
I could not agree more. So speaking of industry disruptions, the event of the year, the 2020 NACS event in Vegas this year has unfortunately been canceled. This is not totally shocking news. Obviously, with everything going on, most events this year have been postponed or are going virtual, and that is exactly what's happening with NACS this year. They have decided to go virtual. This was due to be held in October this year in Vegas, and of course, many people are disappointed by this news, ourselves included, but rest assured that NACS is making every effort in order to make sure that this virtual event pretty much mirrors the in-person event with the educational access, the access to new products, and the supplier and retail connection. So they're going to do as much as they can to make sure this virtual event is as good, if not better, as the in-person event. As of currently, the virtual event is due to be held this fall as well, but exact dates are TBD.
I was sad to hear about this news. Obviously, everyone loves the NACS show, and especially it being in Las Vegas this year. I know that was really exciting, but also because it was going to be our first show. So that makes us sad, but I think them trying to do everything online, is awesome. And the only thing I'm more upset about is the networking, because I know a large part of the NACS show is networking. So we won't be able to do that, obviously, as well as if it was in person. But it's really nice how they're trying to do everything virtually, so I think that's awesome.
I agree. Hopefully next year.
Yes, definitely. Speaking of canceled events and businesses trying to do things better for their customers and clients during this time, we are now going to virtual meetings. A lot of businesses are trying to do that for their clients just because it is more cost effective. You don't have to be traveling everywhere, so you don't have to be paying for plane tickets and meetings and special events and things like that. And it's also, you can be more productive in the workplace. A meeting that you'd be flying out across the world that is a week business trip can now be productive in 30 minutes through virtual FaceTime. So I think it's really awesome how we're kind of taking a shift into it, because like I said, it could be as casual as FaceTiming, with friends really quickly, just trying to get dates in order, or you could do a formal business presentation. And the last point, it's environmentally friendly. Obviously, less traveling means less pollution, so it's better for the world. So, virtual meetings are a win-win for everyone in this situation, but I know a lot of people do not like working from home. A lot of people love it. They are in their sweatpants, just a shirt on from the waist up, and they love it, but a lot of people rather go into the office because they think they're more productive.
Yeah, I could not agree more. So we know all too well about virtual meetings here at McDade & Associates. We probably have, 3 to 4 a day here. Is that what you say? Yeah, so video conferencing obviously is becoming so commonplace now and has been a total lifesaver during the pandemic. But there is an emerging little known side effect that is popping up that people are finding, and that is called Zoom fatigue. Have you heard of this?
I haven't, but I believe it.
Yeah, so basically the idea is that because of the extended screen time, unintended interruptions, technical issues, things like this are actually causing anxiety and stress within the body, and then it actually is increasing fatigue levels. So we'll need to watch out for our own Zoom fatigue creeping in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, speaking of, there's kind of the best of both worlds right now because the Center of Excellence from Cormark just opened up virtually, I guess you could say. They announced it in the beginning of the year, but obviously the in-person event had to move to virtual because of the pandemic. But the 14,000 square feet facility includes groundbreaking technology to provide convenience retailers with the knowledge that produce new ideas, solutions, and products to grow their business. All of the services that they usually have in person are online. So you're basically getting the same perks if you were in person online. Some of the technology that they use are high-speed video conferencing and data analytics services that include collaboration for vendors, retailers, and industry experts. Cormark made the center so they can get the best outcomes and they can have valuable conversations on consumer trends with the data needed for the industry's future.
Yeah, so this is such an interesting concept and a really great idea. It really sounds like a win-win-win-win. Really a great way to collaborate and maximize everyone's businesses that are involved in it. We personally haven't had the opportunity to actually visit the facility yet, but Cormark did post pictures and a video, I believe, on their Instagram account. The space is absolutely beautiful. We cannot wait to go, so check it out for yourself online.
You definitely should. You will not miss out. But I think that's the end of the first episode of the McDade Rundown.
Like and share if you enjoyed this. Feel free to comment any of your thoughts on the news stories that we shared today. And until next time from your soon-to-be experts, we will see you next month.
Perfect.
You know how they have like the bloopers on the news?
Yeah.
That's like literally reminds me of that.
The Center of Excellence is now... The Center of Excellence is a 14,000 square feet facility with an innate that has an with an innate oh my god. It includes in-break. Oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna start that whole thing over.
Yeah. Don't make eye contact. I'm just gonna start without looking at you.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I could not agree more. We know all too well about virtual. It's not funny. It's just really fun. That's it.
Awesome.
I feel like that was rough.
I've never sweat so
I know, I feel like that was rough.